a story about a girl named Denise. She was an exotic dancer, if you could call dancing at a biker bar exotic, but whatever, it worked for her. And then she got knocked up, and she had a little baby, and she didn't want the little baby, so she said to the daddy, you can raise her, or him, excuse me, and Daddy said, great, because I love raising kids, and that was perfect. It was a good deal until Denise's drug habit got a little bit too bad, and she thought, I know what I'll do. I'll steal the baby from Daddy, and he'll give me money to get him back. And that's where I come in. You see, I'm a private investigator. That's what I do for a living. And so I was hired to do two things. One was to find the child, and the other was to get the child back without him having to pay some kind of a ransom. So I find myself in a little town in the middle of Pennsylvania. Now, there are a lot of really little towns in Pennsylvania. I mean tiny. You know, population 421 because the 22nd person just died, you know? And I go there because I know that Mama has a sister. And I know this because I've done my research and I'm a good investigator. So I go there to see if maybe Denise and her sister are harboring little Rocky. And my partner drives me, and we find that they live in this little area that would be called a cul-de-sac if it was in a community, but it's not. It's just four houses kind of in a plot somewhere. I think it used to be a cemetery, but that's besides the point. Anyhow, there's a house for sale in this cul-de-sac. So I'm golden, man. It's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and I have on my little Susie housewife outfit. I knock on the door, and it's a while, but two women come to the door. They look like they have either just been woken up or they have just done some heroin. I'm not sure, maybe both. Who knows? God only knows. But in the background is this little toddler with a really wet, loaded diaper wandering around and crying. Now my mom instincts just totally take over, and I lurch towards the child and pick him up, dirty diaper and all. I mean, seriously, it was disgusting. And the two women look at each other, and I say, oh, what a cute little boy. And they go, no. It's a girl. It's a girl. Her name is Roxanne. Okay, I mean, they were not really too swift. And I look, and I gotta tell you something. I've been married 3 times. I know that was a boy. Okay? Trust me, I know that was a boy. I'm looking right down the diaper. Boy, all the way. So I leave there after talking to them about, like, bake sales and play dates and things that they have no idea what I'm talking about. And I give them back the child, and I know, fine. Because we're going into stage 2, we're going to get this kid back. And so my partner and I go over to the police department, which has 2 police officers. Unfortunately, one of them is on vacation, so there's only one officer on duty that day. And we explain the situation. We have legal custody papers, and he says, don't worry about it, I'll handle it. Well, now I'm worried. Okay. I said, how about backup? He said, don't need it. I'm really worried. So I said, all right, look, we'll take the back of the house while you go into the front of the house just in case. I mean, this is a biker girl, and I don't know who else was in there, but there was a Harley outside, possible. Anyhow, we're sitting behind the house. He goes into the house. We cannot see him. We have no communication with him. There is no way we can talk to this man. And we're waiting, and we're waiting. And then it happens. I see Denise's sister go up the back lawn in her car and pull up under the back window. She gets out of the car, and 2 floors up, Denise leans out the window and drops a bundle. And my partner and I are like out of the car ready to run to catch the child that has just been dropped 2 stories down into this girl's hand. She opens the car door, throws the child in, hops in, and takes off. So we take off too. We're across backyards. We end up on a street, God only knows where. She goes across the traffic so that she is in the curb lane, going in the opposite direction of traffic. So what do? We go across traffic, get in the curb lane, and we're following, and I have no communication with anybody. 911 isn't working. I have nothing. It doesn't work. She pulls off the street and drives around a house, and she can't get back out, and there's a woods behind it, and she abandons the child and abandons the car and takes off. My partner, he runs after her, and he tackles her as I open the door because this child was thrown in. No seatbelt, nothing, and he's just sitting there giggling. And I pick him up as somebody holds a gun to my head and says, "Stop where you are and put the kid down." Well, the state police had been called, and that was fine because we had the papers, we got it all sorted out. Now, here's where the hero thing comes in. I thought we were pretty goddamn heroic when we did this, all right? The sister comes to collect her sister. Denise comes to collect the younger sister, and she says to us, "You know what? I am so proud of my little sister. She's always been my hero. When we played basketball, she was so much better than me." And that's how that story ended. So being a hero depends on which side of the story you're looking at. And thank God she could catch a basketball.